If you've been a freelancer or small business owner for a while now, this video is for you because I'm going to share the 3 crucial tips that nobody is talking about when it comes to saving consistently on fluctuating income. I get that because I came from a 6-year corporate job, and then when I transitioned to becoming a full-time business owner, I still managed to save consistently towards my 6-figure savings. So I'm going to be real with you right away that the first important step, if you want to save consistently despite fluctuating income, the first step is this. Listen up. Stop making excuses. Let me tell you, having been coaching freelancers, small business owners, their biggest downfall is blaming circumstances that feel like it's out of their control. I can spot this very clearly when my clients tell me that their problem is I have unpredictable income, so I can't save consistently, or my clients have delayed payments, so I can stick to my budgets, or I can't pay myself my own salary because I'm not sure if my business is sustainable yet. This is the cycle of blaming circumstances, and that makes you a victim. That makes you a victim of your circumstances, and when you feel like a victim, you're gonna feel demotivated to save. You pity yourself like, oh, wala pang client. Oh, because, I'm not sure if my income is consistent. Is it really, I feel like it's inconsistent. Like, you pity yourself instead of taking control of the situation. Okay, so this is the first step, because even if I'm gonna share with you like really practical tips about managing your money, your financial system, we're gonna talk about that. But walang kwenta yon. Okay, walang kwenta yon if you're just constantly in the cycle of blame and not taking accountability of your own actions. And I know you clicked on this video because you have your own freelancing business or small business, and having a business means you're a business owner. You're an entrepreneur, and being an entrepreneur means you know how to take accountability of your own decisions. If you don't want to take accountability for it and just blame a company, blame your boss, blame your colleagues, then don't start a business. Don't have a business. Like this, I'm really going hard in this video because I'm talking to business owners who want to build a sustainable business. And if you want to have a sustainable business, if you want to save consistently from your business, the first step is making sure is that you always ask yourself, did I hold myself accountable with every decision that I make? That's why the first step here is holding yourself accountable and trusting in your process. I love coaching my clients on this because it allows them to take control of the steering wheel of their business, of their life, instead of blaming a client, blaming circumstances, blaming the industry, blaming inflation, blaming what's happening in the stock market. Okay, none of that is in our control. And if we keep blaming these events, the circumstances, we're gonna keep playing victim. And if you're playing victim, don't have a business. Oh my gosh, like I'm really being real with you guys, because I swear when I really embodied being an entrepreneur and business owner who knows how to take responsibility for her own decisions and being wise in making decisions, and accepting when I make mistakes, accepting when I fail, accepting when I need to take the lessons and apply them next time around. That's what being a business owner is all about. And if you want to build up your savings, if you want to save consistently from your business, it's so important that you really acknowledge that you take responsibility of every single decision that you make. When I coach my clients on learning to take more accountability of their life, of their business, oftentimes the common thing that they would say that I would bring up is like, oh, it's out of my control. This thing is not in my control. That's out of my control. And the common thing that I often ask them back is, so what's within your control? Because when we're so focused on what's out of our control, which is a lot of things, there's a lot of things out of our control, right? We're gonna keep blaming that, saying that, oh, that's why I can save consistently. That's why I have inconsistent income and so on. But when you go back to thinking about what's within my control, it's how I show up. It's how I give value. It's how I show up as the business owner that I want to be. It's how I refine my offers. It's how I hold myself accountable in the expenses I've made. It's about the money decisions I've made and how I can do better the next time around. Because what my clients realize is that when they see all the things that are within their control, they suddenly become more resourceful. They realize that they're way more capable than they think, and they come up with better solutions instead of excuses. Because I love spotting excuses when my clients come up with their problems. Because when you get to distinguish what's an excuse versus an actual roadblock, it's going to be easier to come up with an actual solution to move forward. Because what happens when you take full accountability of your decisions in your business, how you spend, how you save, is that you learn to trust in yourself. You learn to be resourceful. And I realized that being a business owner is constantly rebuilding and reaffirming the trust in yourself, that you know how to make money from scratch. You know how to manage your money well. You know how to serve your clients well. You know how to help your people. Whenever I catch my clients making up excuses or feeling like they're blaming circumstances out of their control, I really help challenge that so that they take back the control in their own hands. So when they say, I just feel stuck in this business, or I just feel stuck with this client, like, I ask, how do you choose to stay stuck? Or if they're so exhausted and drained with a toxic client or with toxic customers, I ask, how do you choose to tolerate that? How are you choosing to tolerate toxic clients? Or if they realize that they've started earning six figures and more, or double their income from before, but they're still struggling to save, I help them dig deeper in finding out what could be the root cause and not blame the income, not blame the circumstances related to that income, because most often than not, even if your income is increasing but you're still struggling to save, there's a deeper root cause to that. I actually talked about it in this video, literally about why you're struggling to save despite earning more, so check that out. So as a money mindset and life coach, I'm passionate about asking my clients empowering questions that would help them build that self-trust as a business owner, so they could show up confidently for their people, and ultimately their income goal, the revenue, just becomes a byproduct. Because I realized that the constant cycle of blame is a sure way of failing, because you keep putting your decisions, your results of your actions to circumstances that are out of your control. So it puts you out of the steering wheel. Someone else is holding the steering wheel of your life. But if you learn how to take accountability of your decisions, hold yourself accountable, and trust in your process, whatever happens, whether there's low income months, high income months, whatever it is, if you trust in your process, if you hold yourself accountable, you will always trust in your decisions no matter what, and that's a sure way of being successful. That's what I realized in my experience in having been coaching so many business owners and freelancers. I've actually touched on this in more detail on how I built a seven-figure business from scratch, how I've saved consistently, how I've managed my mind around money and being a business owner on my weekly email series, Financially Free Fridays. So if you haven't been following me on Instagram, I mentioned that you can subscribe to my free weekly email series where I debunk a lot of toxic money mindset of Filipinos as I went into my journey of my first million, becoming a full-time business owner and content creator. So make sure that you're subscribed to my weekly email series, because I drop some intense truth bombs in your inbox every Friday and on the weekend, so that you can realize that achieving your version of financial freedom with one income stream with your business right now is actually very much achievable. So subscribe to my weekly email series, and I'll see you in your inbox. Step 2 is projecting sales for a sustainable business. So this is where we get into the importance of having the right systems, projecting numbers, crunching the numbers, because the first step is really having the right mindset as a business owner, having that self-trust and belief in yourself as a business owner, taking ownership of your decisions. Now, step 2 is when you already have that, it's going to be easier for you to be like, how can I plan for the long-term success of my business? So the common mistake that I see with freelancers or small business owners is that they only look at their sales on a month-to-month basis. Ibig sabihin, their common language is like, ito na lang yung amount na kailangan kong habulin next month. It's just gonna be X amount of clients na kailangan kong habulin. Or ito na lang yung X amount of revenue that I need to earn from this bazaar or from my online shop. It's this constant chasing and paghahabol of income every single month. And if you're in the chasing mentality, you're always going to be living paycheck to paycheck. You won't be able to have room to save because you're only constantly thinking about chasing and chasing every single month versus what is the long-term projection of my business that would allow me to feel at ease knowing that, okay, it's knowing that even if you have income dips or low income months, you still have a big picture vision for your business. So for example, I love to guide my clients in projecting like quarterly, yearly, when it comes to their business so that they don't get stuck in survival mode or living paycheck to paycheck when it comes to their business. Because when you're just focused on the next month, you're gonna be in desperate mode or you're just thinking about covering expenses and not having room for savings. But when you think of quarterly, when you think of the whole year projection of your sales, of your revenue, you think long term. You don't think like what's enough for next month. You're thinking about what are the actions, what are the things that I need to prepare so that my quarterly goal, my yearly income goal just becomes inevitable. What happens is you become more intentional of accepting the right clients, you become more intentional in growing your business, you become intentional in having the right systems, making the right investments because you know, hey, this is my quarterly, yearly income goal, business vision. So these are the things that I need to prepare. And there are gonna be days when there's gonna be slow income months or income dips. But the difference is that you're aware of it. You know that it happened for a reason because you're preparing for something bigger. You're ramping up your business for it to be more sustainable. A great example is from a client who recently graduated from my coaching program, Fund Your Freedom, who is Savvy. She felt like she was able to step into being the CEO, a growing CEO in her business because when we were able to map out her quarterly, yearly vision and income target and business savings for her small business, she was able to realize the things that she needs to invest in, she needs to prepare in order to ramp up her business, to scale more, to generate more income. Because initially, when she first came to me, she was just thinking about, okay, covering the expenses month to month for her business, making sure that there's enough profit, but not really thinking about what are the things that I need to prepare so that I really step into a CEO, to be more hands-off, to empower my team, to pay myself a consistent salary so that I could focus more on income-generating activities for my business. And therefore, I get to be more intentional in setting aside consistent savings, knowing that it's going to help grow my business to become more stable and sustainable. So this is why I love guiding my clients with my sustainable sales projection worksheet. It's literally mapping out their quarterly, yearly income goals and vision for their business so that from there we get to plan the long-term success of your business with achievable income targets, savings targets, and then from there we work backwards and find out, okay, how can we re-engineer the sales that you need and feel confident that your business could sustain funding your ideal lifestyle. Because ultimately, what's the point of having a business if you're just tired, exhausted, and it's not funding the things that make you happy, if it's not funding the life that you want? So I love that I get to help freelancers and business owners to really think long-term in building a sustainable business with the right systems and habits in place with their business, because that translates also to how they're able to be confident in funding their lifestyle sustainably. Because I can tell you, like, this projecting my business this way, re-engineering the sales, having achievable income targets and business savings, this is what literally propelled my business to a 7-figure coaching business that I have today. And it's because first, I learned to hold myself accountable with my decisions. I learned to trust in my own process and not compare myself to other people who are doing something similar to me or checking what's happening in the industry. I just trusted in my own process. And third is that I learned to think long-term, project long-term sales and savings for my business so that I know that I am taking the right steps and intentional actions towards having a sustainable business that would allow me to fund my lifestyle and all the financial milestones that are important to me. So if you also want to build that self-trust as a business owner and create sustainable systems and habits around your business so that you could also fund your bigger life milestones that you deserve, then I'd love to invite you inside my coaching program, Fund Your Freedom. You can check my website below and get inspired by my clients who were able to achieve and complete their 6-figure savings, their emergency fund, despite income fluctuations because they have the right systems and mindset in place. Because I believe Your business is only as sustainable as your thoughts and habits around money. That's why we do both. We look into your mindset around money, we look into your systems and habits around your finances, because that translates, that bleeds into how you operate as a business owner. So if you want to have that tailor-fit coaching support, you have 2 months of weekly one-on-one coaching with me, and then 3 months of community support with other members who are in the same journey as you. Then make sure you check out my website to enroll early in my next earliest slot, because I'm already fully booked for July. So my next available slot as of today is October 2023. And there's actually an early bird bonus if you enroll early, if you secure a spot early for October, wherein instead of working for 5 months, we're gonna work together for 6 months instead. So that's going to be an additional month of group coaching and community support. You can check all the details down below. And I'm so excited to coach you to be that confident business owner that you deserve to be. Third step, if you want to save consistently on fluctuating income as a business owner, is that you know how to balance allocating funds for personal and leisure. This is not just about having a separate bank account for your personal and a separate bank account for your business. That's a given. It's about making sure that you're able to balance your expenses and savings for your personal goals, for your personal leisure, and also for your business goals and business investments. That's why it's so important for me to coach my clients and having crystal clear personal life goals, because that's what's really going to motivate them to manage their business income and savings and expenses really well. So for instance, in my business, right, I don't only just think about personal investments, I also think about how can I reinvest back into my business so that I could hone my skills, so that I could scale more peacefully, so that I could generate more income with working less, and at the same time, when I reinvest back in my business, that would scale my income. And if I scale my income, that would help me in funding my bigger personal life goals. So that's why I created a dedicated CEO simplified financial system inside my coaching program, where I dedicated a simple financial system for business owners, for freelancers, where they're empowered to balance allocating funds for their personal leisure, for their business investments, for their travels, for their family, for their savings, all of these buckets in their life, because they have a financial system that they can be done with in 15 minutes or less. Because from there, it's gonna be easier to make empowered decisions. This is the system that I coach my client Tish, who I interviewed on my channel, where she was able to balance allocating her income towards reinvesting back in her business, where she was able to hire more team members. She was able to reinvest back money in her business and investing in another program to hone her skills in her respective industry. And at the same time, she was able to have clarity in also allocating more funds in her personal life, where she was able to consider purchasing a car for her and her husband, thinking about the possibility of investing in an Airbnb, thinking about having her own mini retirement and traveling to more places next year. And she was able to invest consistently in the stock market for her retirement fund. This is how I want you to feel empowered in making decisions in your business, in your freelancing business, as a small business owner, is that you can foresee that this would allow you to not only build a sustainable business, because you can constantly invest back in your business to scale your income, but at the same time, you also feel excited that your business income is allowing you to fund your bigger life milestones that you've always wanted. So in summary, if you know how to hold yourself accountable and trust in yourself as a business owner, and also know how to project the long-term sales to create a sustainable business, and if you have a simple financial system that allows you to balance allocating funds for your personal goals and business goals, that's what's really going to allow you to save consistently with excitement, even if your income fluctuates, even if your income dips, even if you have low income months. Because this is what literally allowed me to save towards my first $1,000,000, and this is also how my clients have created the foundational skills as a business owner that allowed them to build sustainable money habits and systems in place that allow them to fund their bigger life milestones. You can watch this playlist of my client success stories where you're gonna be so inspired in their financial journey as a business owner, where they were living paycheck to paycheck to now saving consistently and feeling so confident that they're able to manage their cash flow really well as a business owner towards their six-figure savings, towards funding their big dreams and bigger milestones in their life. So check that out and I'll see you there.